Can you hear me at all?
I can hear you.
All right, cool. I can't hear any music.
Uh-oh.
See, I'm on mute. Okay. Mo, did you jump out and jump back in because you couldn't hear anything? Oh, here we go.
When the sun dips low and the night creeps in, we crack one open, let the noise begin. Got movies to roast, got tracks to spin. If it's wild, weird, or wrong, yeah, we're all in. It's the Powers Point After Dark, where the truth hits harder than a question mark. Laying down laughs, sometimes we spark. You never know what you'll hear after dark.
Well, hello. First of all, can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, good. Because I don't know why the music's playing, or what, you guys can't hear the music. It's like loud and clear in my ear. Oh shit! And then I just headbutt the microphone. What the heck? Anyways,
Gotta teach
if you
you a
can
lesson.
hear me, can everybody out there hear my voice? May not hear the music, but can everybody hear my voice? And I'm blind as a bat. Obviously, Dave can hear me because he says no. So, Dave, just before I start, Dave, fuck off. Anyway,
Anybody remember
can
the Cheech and Chong? Can you hear me back there? Yeah,
can I
well,
get
just
this
shut
thing
up.
started? Can I get this thing started now? So, well, hello, and welcome back to the Powers Point After Dark. Today is special, not because it's Friday, not because it's the 13th, and not just because in about an hour, the calendar rips off its hockey mask, throws on a red silk robe, and whispers, "Be mine." That was a little creepy. Tonight's special because we're standing at the crossroads of two very different energies. For 1 hour, it's Friday the 13th, the night of bad luck, broken mirrors, black cats catching blame for crimes they didn't commit. The night where every shadow looks suspicious and every basement feels like a terrible life choice. Then, tick, 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 dong, midnight hits. I can't afford sound effects, so just deal with it. And suddenly, it's Valentine's Day. Chocolate, roses, candlelight, whispered promises. Suspiciously, last minute gas station teddy bears holding hearts that say, "For you." And that's when it hit me. What's really the difference? Because if we're being honest, love has a body count, not literal. Relax. I'm talking emotional casualties, the late night. Why did I send that text? Regrets. The dramatic unfollows, the I could fix them optimism, that turns into, I should probably talk to someone about this. Friday the 13th gets blamed for bad luck. Valentine's Day, that's amateur hour with better marketing. On Friday the 13th, you're afraid something might go wrong. On Valentine's Day, you willingly walk straight into it, holding flowers. Think about it. Horror movies teach us one thing. When someone ignores every red flag and says, it's probably fine, things are about to get messy. Now picture dating. He only calls after midnight. Red flag. She keyed my car, but she's passionate. Red flag. They say all their exes were crazy. That's not a red flag. That's a parade. We joke about it. We meme it. But love makes people do wild things. Friday the 13th is about superstition. Valentine's Day is about expectation. And expectation is way scarier. Scary, if it will. If something goes wrong, you blame fate, Mercury, a ladder, the universe, having a bad attitude. On Valentine's Day, if it goes wrong, you blame yourself. Did I not try hard enough? Did I not plan enough? Should I have gone with the bigger box of chocolate? Nobody spirals on Friday the 13th because they didn't buy the right chainsaw. But Valentine's Day, people lose sleep over dinner reservations. And here's where it gets interesting. Fear and love hit the same place in the body. Hearts racing, palms sweating. That feeling like you're not fully in control, that's not poetry, that's chemistry. So what if Friday the 13th and Valentine's Day aren't opposites? What if they're cousins? What if the thrill of a horror movie and the thrill of a new relationship are powered by the same engine? You meet someone, your brain says, this could be amazing. Your brain also whispers, this could absolutely ruin your life. That's the gamble. Nobody writes songs about emotionally stable and communicates well. Nobody makes slasher films about health boundaries, intensity sells. And that's why sometimes we confuse chaos with chemistry. Some relationships feel like haunted house attractions. You know it's a bad idea. You know you might scream. You swear it's the last time, but you still buy the ticket. Because adrenaline feels alive, not real love. The grown-up kind, that's different. That's not horror, that's craftsmanship. That's building something solid enough to survive bad moods. But haircuts and bad decisions? But After Dark isn't about safe and sensible, it's about the edge. That moment at 11:59 when it's still Friday the 13th, the air feels heavier, every sound feels louder. Then midnight hits and suddenly you're supposed to be romantic. That shift is fascinating because romance isn't soft, it's bold. It's a risk. It's saying, here's my heart. Please don't drop it. That's braver than walking into any haunted cabin. And maybe that's why some people treat love like a horror movie. They armor up. They play it cool. They pretend not to care because caring is the real jump scare. Friday the 13th is what might be lurking in the dark. Valentine's Day is about what you're willing to bring into the light. Your flaws, your past, your jealousy, your hope. Let's be honest. We've all had one relationship that felt like the sequel nobody asked for. You knew how the first one ended. You saw the warning signs, but you went back anyway. Why? Because hope is powerful. Hope is why people buy flowers and swearing off love. Hope is why someone says, I love you first and waits in silence. Hope is why people try again. So maybe tonight isn't about psycho killer love in the literal sense. Maybe it's about recognizing that love is intense, unpredictable, messy. It can wound. It can heal. Sometimes in the same week. The trick is knowing the difference between passion and possession, between devotion and obsession, between butterflies and warning sirens. Friday the 13th tells you to be cautious. Valentine's Day tells you to be open. After Dark says, balance both. It's telling someone how you really feel and waiting for the answer. The psycho killer love. Stay with us. Midnight's coming. So, real fast. Nobody can hear things going on.
Nobody could hear the song at the beginning, but the intro song did play. So maybe it was just something with the opening track.
All right. Well, I'm about to play our first commercial, so don't talk over it because if it's recording still, it'll be at least right on the show, which is going to be weird. So, what's one more thing? We'll be
Yeah.
back after this quick break.
I wrote your name in black ink flames on paper stained with gasoline. You said forever meant whatever. I heard the space in between. Roses die but thorns remain. You kissed me soft and walked away. Now every word you ever said echoes like a blade. You call it love, I call it art. You broke the rules, I broke my heart. These are love letters from a killer, written in lipstick and scars. Every promise hit a little harder, every goodbye cut too far. You wanted fire, you wanted danger, you played your part so well. Now I'm signing every letter from the heart I tried to kill. Candlelight and loaded lies, perfume mixed with gasoline. You held my hand with steady eyes, like nothing in between. You said I'm yours, don't question fate, but fate don't leave these kinds of marks. Now I'm dancing with your ghost in the dark. You called it fate, I called it fate too. Now I see what love can do. These are love letters from a killer, written in lipstick and scars. Every promise hit a little harder, every goodbye cut too far. You wanted fire, you wanted danger, you played your part so well. Now I'm signing every letter from the heart you tried to kill. No sirens, no crime scene tape, just silence where your heartbeat stayed. No blood, a Florida night, just red roses and black and white. You pulled the trigger with a kiss. Now I exist inside this. These are love letters from a killer. Every line a loaded spark. You said love was just a game. Now I'm playing in the dark. You wanted passion, you wanted thriller. Well, baby, here we are, signed in ink that won't wash off from a shattered heart. Sealed with a kiss, signed in the dark. Love letters from a killer
Well, Welcome back. This is definitely Friday the 13th shit going on here, guys. um, you back, Keith?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
All right, cool, man. This probably is sounding very unprofessional to the people who are just entering the room.
You
But
know,
what's up?
if you expect a Friday the 13th show, I guess this is what to expect, right? And one thing you said earlier about the whole going through the social media thing, man, I thank goodness all the time that I was already in a long-term relationship when social media really, really started to take off. So it's like I
Yeah.
missed that whole thing. I missed the whole, trying to talk to somebody through their fucking Facebook page or any of that kind of shit. Like we was already together and had been for a lot of fucking years. So yeah, like I'm really happy with that because I would not have, I would not have been good with that. As much as I like to say from the, retiree standpoint, you know what I mean? Like, man, why do you do those things? Why do you do I don't shit. I probably would have been right in there, you know what I mean, doing all the same things, embarrassing myself the same as anybody else.
Well, according to Lucid, Podbean has been funky today, messing up a bunch of people's shows.
Oh, really? Huh.
That's what she just said. So thanks for letting me know that. I'm sitting here messing with these controls. I'm like, oh man, like I hit a commercial and the song comes on, and I'm like, well, shit. But now I got a backup song to play just in case after this, because we can't just. I like to have like a song or commercial in between segments. It makes things easier for me to find. So, uh, welcome to the Powers Point After Dark, everybody. It is kind of a funky night, and when you plan for stuff, it doesn't happen.
All right. And we just
So,
got started too.
yeah, we're just getting started. But as long as everybody heard the last song, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What's up, Dave? What's up, Dakota? What's up, Mo? Lucid, hello, and me. So it's been a crazy week, man. So tonight just adds to it, and been to the nursing home several times, and I discussed it on the Powers Point podcast about me getting locked in the nursing home and the lady trying to take me away and kept pulling my arm, and dude, it wasn't a good scene, man. And
See, what if you
yeah,
stopped her and said, "Now, wait a second. Now, what are the benefits of me going along with this?"
well, I couldn't even
You know what I'm
imagine
saying?
like calling off work, and then they're like, "Well, why are you calling off?" Well, because I'm locked in a nursing home.
Like,
They
yeah, they said I couldn't leave. I don't know. I tend not to argue. You know what I mean?
some dude named Charles put some fuck juice or something in my arm, man, and now I can't even like think. Like
Yeah, yeah.
like
I
it's
believe
like
Lucid is not aware of the story, so maybe you should retell it for those maybe our
so
listeners who
for
haven't heard
those
this yet.
that haven't heard the Powers Point podcast, so they're supposed to lock the doors at 8. I mean, the doors are locked anyways. You have to get to my dad. I have to go through 3 sets of locked doors. 2 are coded, and the last door, the main entrance, you have to be buzzed out. And I had hat hair. You know what I mean? The kind where you've had a hat on all day, so you're looking like Jim from Taxi. And the day before, I like fell on the super waxy floor at Menards because I wore my grips out on my shoes and they overwaxed the floor, and I just totally I, I laughed it off, but my ankle like turned on me, so I'm like limping. My hair's all fucked up, uh, and I'm trying to get out. It's 7:10 and nobody's there, so I'm like kind of pushing on the door, trying to get it open, and I hear go back to your room. So I wasn't thinking about it, and then the nurse grabbed my arm, and she's like, "What's your room number?" And I was like, "It's the Jeep outside," And she wouldn't let go of my arm. She was like pulling me and pulling me, and it was really bugging me. Yeah, of course, and almost I've never hit a nurse, and I don't want to be the dude that hit the nurse, you know what I mean? And it turns out she was only been there for a week, and she'd seen me there for probably about 6 or 7 hours hanging out with my dad, and she thought I was one of them. So that's my story on the nursing home. Sucked.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm trying to mute because the trains are extra loud right now.
That's okay, dude. It wouldn't be Toledo if I didn't hear the damn trains.
Right. I need to get a good solid recording of those and start out one of the record shop episodes with that. Yeah, that sounds. Wasn't it One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest where fucking Jack Nicholson like snapped and ended up fucking choking the shit out of the head nurse?
Man, it's been so long since I've seen that movie.
Fucking great movie, man. It's a great movie. Ended up catching it. You know how like Against Your Will, where it just happens to be on, and it was like and that's ended up happening like 2 or 3 times. Like in in the course of my life, I end up watching that movie. It's like, man, it's just it's from that era where everything had that vibe to it. So yeah, it's definitely a good movie. Yeah, with he gives the dude the piece of gum and he's like, fucking thanks. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The guy didn't talk. He threw the phone. Well, I'm end up fucking spoiling the movie for people who didn't see it. So that didn't happen.
Dude, I think if somebody hasn't seen the movie yet, you're not spoiling it when it's over 40 years old. You're all good, man.
Yeah.
I wonder when the last time this has ever occurred. Friday the 13th, right into Valentine's Day.
I wondered that myself, just as you were talking about that. Because obviously they wouldn't have pre-planned for it. Back then, Friday the 13th wasn't a thing when fucking St. Chuck was getting beheaded. You know what I mean?
For those that haven't checked it out, if you go to Powers Point Podcast, which I now call the Powers Point Network, you could find several shows on there. My partner here, Keith, I'm sorry, he didn't give you the proper introduction. All the way from the big Toledo, I'm talking about Keith Mackey is my co-host. Now that we got that all thrown out, so if you go to Powers Point Podcast on Podbean or any other listening platform, you'll find several other shows there. You'll have Mackey's Record Shop, which is hosted by my co-host here. And man, I'm telling you, his music, I'm going to sound like a broken record, and I apologize, Keith. The music, it takes me to another level. It feels like I'm high without being high.
Thank you. That's the goal. The goal.
It just puts me in a right headspace. It zones me out for 30 minutes or less. And at the end of the show, you find yourself wanting more. And
I've heard that more than once, and that's like the best compliment I feel like I can get. You know what I mean? Is that when it's over and be like, man, that went too quick. It's like, wow, I love it every time.
And that's why I like having everybody's shows 30 minutes or less. It also helps for people that have like ADD or they lose interest in hearing things. But you keep it fresh. You could listen to this going to the grocery store, to taking a quick shower, and then after Mackey's Record Shop,
in between fucking you could squeeze it in between like sitcom episodes if you used to do that. You remember how weeknights used to be fucking, it'd be like Alf was on, and then the Hogan Family, and then fucking there was like 4 different little short shows that you watched. It could always go for that. 6 hours, wow. That's impressive. That's some stamina right there, man. That is stamina.
So, other than Mackey's Record Shop, we also have, they're in the room with us as well, the boys from Michigan that we call the Michigan Misfits. They run the Third Floor Assessments show. I'm talking about Dave and Dakota. Really different, unique show. They put spins on things that you didn't see. Would that be accurate, Keith?
Yeah, they're unique individuals. And that's what you need more of.
It's unhinged, you need more unique without being unhinged.
Right.
The cookie cutter for that podcast definitely got thrown out, or it got lost in the shuffle somewhere. But they they talk about some episodes. They talk about wrestling. They talk about this past show was really good. It was about action heroes and the people that brought their favorite action movie to life, like Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee. And uh, they also talk a lot about illegal chicken. And you're going to have to listen to the show to figure out where the illegal chicken comes from, because it's just nuts. I mean, they even made a whole show about jury duty, and
Yeah, I like that one a lot. That one's that one feels like I almost would like to hear kind of more of their out in the world adventures. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Just
and
to mix it up.
the cooking. They aren't Gordon Ramsay, uh, and the last meal that they talk about, I wouldn't even put on my plate. So
Which one
again,
was that?
it's the nachos. Again, check
Okay.
out Third Floor Assessments. It's a really good show. And we're trying to have like specific days that we're dropping. Like Mackey's Record Shop comes out on Tuesdays. Uh, Thursdays is Third Floor Assessments. Powers Point Podcast is, I don't know, Monday? Like whenever I
Every
make one.
day.
Yeah, whenever I make one, I drop
It's
it.
every day.
And this week we have a special blunt talk. It's a Valentine's Day special, and there's a lot of history there, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. So
Thank you.
be sure to go through all the shows. You're going to find something for everybody. Tomorrow, I'm going to have maybe a one-time deal, but for techno music lovers, I am going to be releasing a show that I call Static Temptations. And it's just like techno, industrial, EDM, trance. I would say those four categories. And it's about electric love. And I'm talking about sex to the hilt. So be sure to check it out. It is coming out tomorrow. The music, not, but anyway. Keith, am I missing anything else with the shows?
No, I don't think so. And that's the one-offs are cool, and I feel like it's kind of made this into a variety network. You know what I'm saying? Like SCTV, SNL, fucking Fridays, all that kind of shit. I love variety. Everybody loves variety. It's the
Jay
spice of life.
Hatter is in the house.
Good to see you again, buddy.
Um, he's really close to being in the 2300, man. He's only 30 minutes off.
Yeah, because yeah.
So you'll hear us saying the 2300 a lot. That's because we start every Friday night at 11 p.m., 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Times, and for all of our friends in the military, 2300. So that's why we call it the 2300 Society. We always have the same listeners and the same friends of the show, and here's that A word. I appreciate every single one of you guys popping in, listening to the show, whether live or replay. It's very cool. For those that are tuning in off, when we're not live, and you'll start noticing commercials. It's not it's not exactly what we wanted, but who knows how that's going to go. And so all I know is Chumbawamba Casino owns us some cash. So, because that seems to be the main commercial, and it's always Ryan Seacrest. So Ryan, if you're listening, buddy,
Right.
we'll settle up at the end of this.
Right. Nice tan, by the way.
Yeah, and his Ozempic, his face is starting to droop, just like Kelly Osbourne
Oh
due
my
to the
goodness.
Ozempic. Have you seen her lately?
I have. I've seen a lot of them, and yeah, that they're doing that. It's just
Dude,
it's the same, man.
I've seen more meat on Skeletor.
I don't understand the appeal. That's what I can say. I do not. That's just it. I don't understand the appeal.
Some people they try everything to lose weight. And people, because I used to be like this when I was a gym rat. You start losing the weight, you starting to show it. So you push yourself even more because you want to lose more, you want to build more. But and good for the people that are trying the Ozempic. But now it's become an addiction to lose as much as you can, and they'll have the Karen Carpenter syndrome where she thinks she's okay, but
Right.
everybody could see that she's not.
Right.
When you're like uh, 30 years old and you're only 78 pounds, something's wrong with that.
Something
You know,
very wrong with that. Like, it's incredibly it's that's the things I don't understand is how any of them think it's the portrait of health. It's the exact opposite of that. You remember when they used to say Lex was at 4% body fat?
yeah,
You know what I mean? When I'm sorry, Lex Luger for wrestling fans. Um, they used to when Lex Luger was at his most thinnest skin and most fucking, water drained body, they used to say he was at 4% body fat. And that is dangerous, dangerous to
oh, Bruce
maintain.
Lee.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee was I think they said 1%.
Oh, I don't know how that could have been possible. They say that really?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
insane. That's damn near dead. I would think. I don't know.
And look at, they say aspirin took him out.
Yeah.
Like s- you know, uh,
Or what do you call it? An allergic reaction. He had a sensitive. See, I guess that just shows the how fragile life is to begin with. You know what I mean? He worked every day to make sure he was invulnerable in as many ways as he possibly could, and something as simple as that. Uh, a friend of mine was a junior Mr. Ohio once. You know what I mean? Bodybuilder, fucking beautiful body. I mean, big, fucking ripped, shredded, all that. He got bit by a tick when he was running a job. I think running like a forklift or one of those. What are them fucking things that like cut down trees and whatnot? A backhoe or something like that. But yeah, I got bit by a tick. Shrunk him down to a fucking shell of what he used to be, and it's like, all that work, all that, and just for nothing, just like that random circumstance. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think it was Lyme disease. I guess that would thing is, I don't remember anybody ever saying that that's what it was. He's like, yeah, I got bit by a tick, but I never actually heard them say the word Lyme disease. So I'm assuming, yeah, I'd have to assume that what it is. He's passed on since. So God rest
it,
his soul. Smitty, we love you, bud. That was a good
you,
guy right there.
you know,
That was a dude that, if I can say this, there's a lot of people out there that I know are not like this, but no matter what that man was going through in his personal life, when you saw him, you got the best version of him. Like fucking, he had, you know what I mean? Nothing but positive vibes and nothing but whatever, you know what I mean? But you knew, if you knew him like a little better than than the average person, you knew he had a lot of bullshit going on. He had a lot of troubles and a lot of shit he was dealing with, but never fucking took it out on whoever the next person happened to be. Never. Not that I saw, at least.
we don't kick anybody off of our show because Lucid said that she was run off. But the only two things that'll get you ran out of here, or there's three things. One will be we don't talk politics, we don't talk religion, and we don't judge. So whatever somebody sees themselves is, straight, gay, whatever, it's it's cool with us because you show respect to us, we respect you. And Keith, to answer our question, when was the last time Friday the 13th ran into Valentine's Day? It was 2015.
Okay. I couldn't imagine it was, could be that long, because you figure with the usually the calendar changes. It like goes 1 year or 1 day a year, right? It usually moves 1 day a year, except for like fucking leap year when you know what I mean, when it'll change like that. But yeah, I figured that would be like somewhere within every fucking, what would it be, every 8 years you would get one, wouldn't you? But I
Yeah.
guess not. In this case, it was 11.
Dave said he loves all people. That's why people stop moving when Dave's walking by. As he says on his show, a heartbeat in a hole, and he loves you.
There you
So,
go. There you go. I see. I always say I love people so much that it makes me hate them.
well, it's you love people so much that they disappoint you if they do something wrong.
Yeah,
You
something
know,
not what I feel is less than fucking high, high
right?
caliber of their
Because
character.
even though you are like a person that gives everything,
Mhm.
it seems like if somebody doesn't give back the way that that person that's given everything, then it's a disappointment, or
Yeah.
that, or you have failed in something, you know, and that's not the case,
Right.
you know, and
Right.
see, things are moving kind of smooth
Yeah.
now.
You
So
know, the music thing kinda does that too, and, you know, where I find people that they're like, "Well, you into this?" Like, "Oh, we're not that." Well, you know, and then they find themselves, like, wanting to defend, you know what I mean, what it is they like, and please don't ever feel like you have to if you and I don't have the same taste, especially when it comes to music, man, you know, it's don't ever feel like you have to defend your taste to me. You know, that's your like, and like I said before, you know, I can't when you're sitting alone by yourself, I can't enjoy anything for you. You know what I mean? You have to do that on your own. So, you know, my taste is my taste, and they were formed because of my experiences and my, you know, and whatever my aesthetic. But, you know, yeah, if fucking you want to hear the Chipmunks Christmas song all day, every day, and that does something for you, then fucking Godspeed, man. Get to it, right?
right.
That's a weird example, but I think you understand what I mean, right?
And speaking of the Chipmunk song, let's play Golden Harmonica now. No. uh, Imagine if I actually had that one all ready to go.
The golden
Uh,
harmonica
yeah.
or that
But you know
little
what?
the thing that he played. Yeah.
Uh, there is one thing that I always feel here
Mhm.
whenever I'm sick always before the show, but right now,
I feel good.
There it
and
is.
there's JB, and we appreciate James Brown all the time. So if you go to the Powers Point podcast website, you can learn about myself and Keith, and pretty soon we're going to put Dave and Dakota on that page as well. And Dave, you definitely need a better bio than I'm Dakota's dad.
And I'm his dad. That would be great. It would be great. Oh, the whole thing,
Definitely.
and I'm his dad.
So tonight we are talking about uh, this is called the Psycho Killer Love Show tonight, you know, with it going straight from Friday the 13th into Valentine's Day or VD Day. Uh, but in a little bit, we are going to be having blunt talk. Also, Keith is going to be talking about Beyond the A side. Also, we got two segments in the main event tonight. It's going to be called Love or Lust, or Red Flag and Romantic, or Romantic. So, got a lot coming up, and I'm going to try to play a commercial, guys. So, let's see if it works again this time.
Is that cute? Or kinda tragic? Is that love or just bad habits? He shows up at your door with roses on the floor. Red flag or romantic? You decide tonight. After dark.
Unbelievable, man. That's not the commercial that I wanted.
Oh, really? Hey, well, it's a commercial, so
Man, that was set up for the red flag or romantic segment for tonight.
uh-oh.
My God, dude, what is going on here? Uh, wow. Let me try this one, man. Hold on.
Okay.
Think love is sweet and harmless?
Ha! Sweet. More like sticky, messy, and occasionally homicidal.
Introducing Hearts and Chaos, the only dating guide that tells you exactly when to run, hide, or set your expectations on fire.
We cover bad dates, worse exes, and every time someone says, I'm different, trust me.
They're not.
Late night regrets,
Covered?
awkward confrontation.
Covered?
Your sanity?
You're on your own.
Sign up today and get our free bonus checklist. Love or lunacy. Know before you commit. Hearts in chaos, because love isn't always polite. Sometimes it's a goddamn thriller.
There we go. Our sponsor, Hearts and Chaos. And right before we do blunt talk, we are going to take one more song break, or I'm just trying to get things back into order here.
Mhm.
And like I don't send a rundown sheet to you, Keith, no more. But I write down every single week, man, everything we do. It sits right in front of me, and then I check it off. Check it off, not jack off, Dave. All right, because Dave would be like, "Oh, did you say that?" His ears just perked up.
Right.
Uh, so
He'll just
with
change the term. You know what I mean? So that's what we call it now, I guess. We're checking it off tonight.
yeah, with illegal chicken.
Yeah.
But I am going to play a sample. It's a song from for tomorrow's show, the
All right.
Static, the Static Temptations. So, Dave, get your neon sticks out. I sent him a little taste of the music the other day, and he was okay. So, who is that, dude? Read off some of these people that are coming in right now. Uh,
Host or
yeah,
Hust? Hust?
Hust.
Mm.
See, like I don't have my glasses on, so like everything's a blur to me.
Yeah. Well, good to have you in here, Hust. Host, whichever.
Okay, so you ready, guys? This one's called Total Wreckage. It's one of my favorite songs off of tomorrow's show, and there's not going to be no talking on the show. It's just going to be straight up 30, 40 minutes of music. So uh, this comes from the Electric Sex Love. I'll
Mhm.
have a different name later. So here we go.
Why and it.
I see you looking. You know what happens next. The door's locked, the lights are low. I love it when you take it slow. But tonight I'm feeling rough inside. There is nowhere left for you to hide. I see the pulse jumping in your neck. I'm gonna turn this bed into a wreck. Don't say a word, just bite your tongue. The night is young and we aren't done. I can taste the salt upon your skin. I don't know where to even begin. Your nails are digging in my chest. Put my stamina to the test. I wanna hear you beg for more until we're shaking on the floor. Let me ruin you. Let me ruin you. Let me ruin you. Let me ruin you. I wanna feel the heat rise up. I wanna drink from your poison cup. Sweat dripping like the summer rain. Mix the pleasure with the pain. Total wreckage. Look at me when I'm touching you. I know exactly what you wanna do. Wrap your legs around my waist. I never wanna lose this taste. Every breath is a jagged knife. I'm gonna bring you back to life. Push back, baby, meet the grind. Leave your sanity behind your mind tonight. Every inch, don't stop. Don't you dare stop. racket. Scream my name. Break it down. Give it to me. Give it to me.
All right. That was called Total Wreckage, and it will be on tomorrow's show called Static Temptations. Was everybody, did everybody hear that?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right, guys. It's that time. The gloves are on, the octagon door's locked, and the man with the sharpest takes in the building is stepping in the cage. This is Blunt Talk with Keith. He's breaking down the latest UFC results, the strategies that worked, the ones that absolutely didn't, and whatever else he decided to live rent free in his head for the week. And listen, if you've been cashing in on Keith's picks lately, don't forget the arrangement, people. The man gets his 68%. We're not running a charity over here. So, Keith,
Yes, sir.
floor is yours.
It's time for Blunt Talk. Here's Keith Mackey.
It is another Friday night here in East Toledo. Time for some Blunt Talk. I'm Keith Mackey. Well, last week I only predicted one fight, and I predicted it for what I was calling my least favorite fighter to try to predict for, and Mario Bautista. And I went ahead and tried again to pick Mario to win, and when he did in tremendous fashion, he looked amazing. Came out and put on a clinic on Vinicius Oliveira like I kind of figured he would. I just figured the experience level there was just such a big discrepancy, you know what I mean, that Vinicius maybe got rushed into that main event a little bit too fast. So, a year from now might have been good, but it just wasn't his night, even though he came out afterwards and claimed a whole bunch of injuries and excuses. And, that tends to go over not too well in the fight world. You know what I mean? People think that shit's lame. You lost. You know what I mean? That's just the way it goes. But after Mario won, he called out Corey Sandhagen for a rematch, and I like that one a lot. Like, I like that one big time because considering neither one of them are any threat of fighting for the title anytime soon, there's a little bit of a logjam there at that weight class. So, they can both definitely get it on, and that'll be an interesting one considering that's a rematch, and Corey Sandhagen actually already has a win over Mario. So I definitely want to see them run that back. Now, that particular night, we ended up catching the replay of the UFC because we felt like the bare knuckle fighting was a little more interesting with, a couple good fights, particularly in the main event. It was, I guess you could call it the return of a UFC favorite of quite a few people, and that's Andre the Pitbull Arlovsky. Went in and proved me wrong completely when I actually said that I thought his opponent, Big Ben Rothwell, the current, at that time, bare knuckle fighting heavyweight champion, was going to get the job done and end up fucking getting his revenge on Andre, who already had 2 wins on him previously, but that did not happen. And Andre Arlovsky looked swift beyond belief and just fucking put a clinic on Big Ben and finished him in the second round and showing that fucking, I guess you're never too old to get it done, being 47 years old and becoming the new bare knuckle fighting heavyweight champion. Now, the interesting part of that is that Andre had just recently beat stage 4 cancer for what I believe is the 3rd time. And, again, that's another amazing fucking, story and side note to that accomplishment. But that also kind of makes me wonder when it comes to his opponent. I mean, you ask yourself, I know he's a legend, and I know the man had 2 wins over Rothwell, previously, but I almost felt like you could see it on Rothwell's face before the fight came in, before the fight actually started. It looked to me like there's a possibility like he might have been having reservations about going and beating the shit out of a dude with cancer. I mean, I don't know. You tell me, would that be something that would affect you? I don't know. Now, as an athlete, they're supposed to fucking, the way they show their respect is going full steam on them and not holding back any. But I don't know. I think he couldn't, I don't know. A part of me just looked like he couldn't get it done. Or maybe it's just the fact that Andre fucking just happened to has Big Ben's fucking number. And yeah, that is Andre Arlovsky, the pit bull. You remember the fucking fangs and all that shit? Oh yeah, he's still around. He's still around. He's whooping ass. He almost got into it with the one fucking streamer kid that I'm not gonna say his name, him and his bodyguard, but that'd be nice to see him smack the kid's bodyguard around. But yeah, I kind of feel like there's a possibility that Big Ben may have had some reservations on going in and, knocking cold and doing serious damage to a guy who just, you know what I'm saying, who beat cancer. And that's, no disrespect to that, but I don't know. I just feel like that would be something that would, be a bit of a mental block in my mind. Now, something that I saw earlier tonight where that absolutely was not the case. And in the Karate Combat show that they had actually just run a couple hours ago and had some live fights in. If you never heard of Karate Combat, it's kind of like takes place it almost looks like a fucking dinner theater or something like that. But it's not, they're not huge events, meaning they only have like 4 or 5 rows of people. You can pretty much see the whole audience when they're in there. And it's in kind of like a pit that almost looks like, I don't know, almost like a plate, like they fight kind of inside, it's got the high edges, but like there's no cage and there's no ropes or anything like that. And they get in there. And for the most part, it's pretty much kickboxing, but they allow a ground and pound at the same time. Well, in this particular card, they had a particular special main event where Walter Walker from the UFC, who is actually the king, what they're calling the king of the heel hooks, and meaning that he's scored 4 heel hook submissions in a row currently in the UFC. Well, they put him up against a tricky opponent to do that. And the fact that his opponent tonight had no legs. So therefore he had no heels to heel hook. And it didn't necessarily change the outcome, as Walter went in and completely smothered this man by the name of Zion Clark, who, if you heard of before, he is a pretty amazing story himself, and that he is a fucking really successful grappler who happens to have no legs. And, strong, muscular fucking upper half, and he runs around on his arms and everything like you kind of think he would. But, yeah, the match started, and it wasn't long where Walter jumped on his back and choked him out with the rear naked choke and showing him all the respect he deserves, you know what I mean, and making quick work of him and sending him out of there. And I guess respect to both of them, and big respect to Andre Arlovsky for coming back at that age, which is not too much farther from, my age and Scott's age, and, proving that fucking you get it done with the right amount of motivation, And with that, back to you, Scott.
So the dude, I'm sorry.
I told you it was going to be wild earlier, didn't I?
Well, no, see, lately I've been putting it on like a double. I shut the mic off I put it on mute, but then I also turn the slider down on the microphone. So then when I hit on mute, and then I'm like, oh, where the hell's the voice? And then I'm like, oh yeah, shit, I turned the sliders down too, because I started coughing a lot, man. So the dude's fighting with no legs.
He's grappling. They're not throwing strikes, but they're doing jiu-jitsu grappling. Now they happen to have had it on the main, or as the main event, which is like a feature kind of fight of Karate Combat, which they normally they do fight, and it's just like I said, it's fighting without grappling. Apparently they have grappling matches in there too, but there's a lot of big name fighters. Like earlier tonight, Uriah Hall from the UFC fought. He fought Anderson Silva and a bunch of other people, but like Anthony Pettis, Ben Henderson. There's been some pretty big names from the fight world that have fought in Karate Combat when they don't necessarily can't get cage
it's like
fights.
The dude on AEW when he pops in every now and then, man, he has nothing from the waist down.
Yeah,
and he wrestles, and the dude still climbs the ropes, man.
Is the extremely muscular black man? It could be the same kid.
No, this dude's white.
Okay,
and but he jumps off the top rope with no legs, man.
Wow.
And
Well, you remember what's his name, right? Zach something.
Zach
Zach
Allen,
Gowan? Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
when Piper pulled his leg off.
Yeah. That was
Uh,
ridiculous. The only reason why that didn't surprise me at the time was because I was already familiar with who he was.
well, I met him several times, dude, and he's a dick.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
very much like you owe him the world. And
Gotcha.
I can't
It's
stand people like that.
my wife worked with handicapped adults for years, and she said the same thing. Don't think that every one of them is nice.
No, man. I mean, they're bitter, and
Yeah.
and not because they're handicapped. It's just they're a bitter person, you know. And
Okay.
it's yeah, it's just like my son-in-law Sean and me. We had to watch Josh Matthews when he came out of Tough Enough, right?
Hmm.
And he was about to have his first big match, his first real match. It was at the Hammond Civic Center, not too far away from here, about 15 minutes. And his music was playing, right? His
Yeah.
entrance music. And he's like, I just want to go out and smoke a cigarette. You guys make sure you guys open this door back up. You know, like he was a total dick. He's nobody. I mean,
Right.
Josh and his brother are from down the street from my house, you know?
Okay. Didn't
And
he like went on to be an announcer, right?
yeah, for
Got
TNA,
concussion,
and then he got fired. But uh, so here it
but
is,
like he
man.
got a concussion right off the bat, right? Like he kind of proved that he wasn't. I don't want to
Well,
say he was soft, but you know what I mean, sorta.
he he was just small. You know what
Okay.
I mean?
Yeah.
At that time, I mean, he's kind of like the right size now for people.
It
But
seems that way.
so this dude's bitching, and he's like, "I'm gonna go outside and have one more cigarette, man." And I'm thinking, well, your freaking music's playing. You know, you're the hometown hero from Tough Enough. You
Right.
know? And he's like, just be by the door. It's like he was really bossy, dude. So when he walked at the door, uh, me and Sean locked it and left.
Oh, that's awesome.
He had to run all the way around the damn arena and come back in through the front door, man, just as the song was playing for the third time.
That's fucking funny. That's
Uh,
funny as hell.
I mean, just because you've been on TV, I've been on TV, don't mean you got to be a dick. You
Right?
know, you're nobody. You're trying to make a name for yourself. You're nobody. So unless you're like a George Clooney or Brad Pitt or somebody, that don't give you the right to be a dick.
Fuck,
But
even
until
then,
you make it to
it
that,
doesn't then either.
but that's what I'm saying. That don't mean either. But you know, just remember where you came from, man. Because the last step, you got to come back down, man. And you're just going to step on people's toes that you fucked up the first time.
And that's it. It all boils down to the three F's, right? If you're not feeding me, financing me, or fucking me, your opinion is of no matter, right? Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard
Yeah.
that. Uh,
Dave, did you write that one? Is that some early third floor assessment wisdom?
Dave don't even care if you feed him, man. As long as you
No,
fuck
he's
Uh,
it's like, well,
hey,
two of those is very loose.
we're getting all these people coming in, and I don't know, they like jumping in the middle of the conversation. Like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, you never know. They might hear just a part of it. They might just hear the fucking the feeding them and fucking them part. Be like, oh,
See, like this person right here, man. Welcome to the room. We appreciate you coming in, and okay, Dave. There is a couple people missing out of this room that aren't
oh yeah,
here tonight, man. Sean and
yep.
Ava, and hope they're doing all good. Sean ain't even responding to me on socials, man, and
Wow.
which is kind of odd, you know.
Yeah, it's not good. Take care, bud. You know what I mean? Don't hesitate to reach out. You know what I mean? Nobody's that busy. It's fucking I'm never, I may be away from the phone or fucking whatever because I'm always walking around and that shit like that, but it ain't never because I don't have time and won't make time if necessary.
All because you didn't want to make his T-Bird header, man.
What's that? The one that
It's
I
a,
the one that I have made?
did you?
Yeah, oh, every project, everything he said, what do you think about this? I've gone and made all of them. They're
Oh,
all sitting ready, you know what I mean?
Oh shit, man. Good
Yeah,
thing
the
he
race
ain't.
car thing, I had that all set up. The fucking the chicken for the T-bird thing, I had that set up. I have them all set up.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, no, I neglect nothing. I don't necessarily always, I guess I'm not always good about coming out and saying, "Hey, look at that," you know what I mean? But no, I'm usually prepared.
We were talking just a second ago about celebrities that
Our
you shouldn't
cocksuckers.
be. Yeah. So I'm seeing it as like there's two different kinds of people. There's the people that the celebrities that visit like the child cancer center that tell all media so that the media is there to take pictures of them just so they can look good. And then there's that celebrity who sneaks in when everything's calm for the night and not a lot of people are there because they don't want to disrupt anything, and they're there because they want to be there. Those are the two kinds of people, like categories that people could fit in. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I can't stand the people who have to tell the media that I'm going here, I'm going there, just to get their picture. And I like the ones, like I said, I think I told you about Chris Hemsworth, the guy who plays Thor. And
Yeah, that's an awesome story too.
so let me just reiterate it. And I only heard this on the Kyle and Jackie O, the Australian show. So uh, a little girl was in a grocery store in Brisbane, Australia, and she ran into Chris Hemsworth's mom, and she asked if she can get Chris's autograph for her. That's all she wanted. And Chris's mom said, "Yeah, no problem." So she got the girl's info and whatnot, like address. And then a couple weeks later, the girl was in class, and there was a knocking on the door in the classroom, and the door opens, and then walks Chris Hemsworth, who says if it's okay if he could talk to his friend, which is that girl. And the teacher's like, yeah, yeah, like they're not going to tell Chris no. He's like a god in that area, and a god. He's Thor. He takes her out and talks with her, and then he stays for lunch, and he stays a little bit longer, and you know he was just sat at the lunch table with her and didn't pay attention to no one else but her. Like he wasn't there for anybody, but he wasn't like blowing them off. Like he was there for her. And I think that's like the coolest thing in the world, man. He gave her his time, and then when lunchtime was over or whatever, he stayed just a couple more minutes, and then he split. Awesome. And the only way that people found out about this is because the kids taking pictures and posting it on socials and all that, but it wasn't the media. So that is class, Dave. And the dude's making all these TV and film, and here he is just with some random. And
Yeah.
yeah, that
And then my take on it was that I instantly got afraid for the kid. And I thought, oh fuck, if that happened to me or somebody at my school the rest of the year, the fucking rest of the school would bully the shit out of that kid. You know what I mean? For
yeah,
that fuck, you know what I mean? Because the tall poppy syndrome is a very real thing,
not
and
every
that and
not everybody.
day after day it would have been, oh, what do you think he likes you? He's not your friend. He just feels sorry for you. It would have been just fucking horrible, horrible. You know what I mean?
Not everybody goes to the school of hard knocks, man. uh,
Yeah.
but like I was thinking, if I was younger and like I'm trying to think of like at the time, man, like Piper or somebody walked in,
Yeah.
you know, and they were in and out, and or Ric Flair, like I would have stayed in class if it was Hogan. I would be like, no, 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 he's a pedal. I can't stand
Really?
Hogan,
That
even as
what he got accused of that?
no, no, no. I'm just
Oh, okay.
no.
That's,
He didn't
okay.
get.
It's like, wait, I
I
ain't heard
just
that one.
I just wouldn't acknowledge him, man.
Gotcha.
Now I'm talking Norman Reigns.
Yeah, Norman. Right.
Welcome to the room, man cave sound.
I think he's already gone. I thought I had to look and be like, oh, did Dakota change his name? Like, nope, that's a whole different person. Check it out. I figure I know Man Cave. You guys, they're into the Man Caves.
No, that's a Dave cave.
That is a Dave Cave. Can't beat it.
Hey,
all Dave, all night.
For the people just tuning in, welcome to the show. And we are going to be happy Valentine's guys. We survived through Friday the 13th now. We're not all going to have a big orgy or anything. And Dave, you could take care of that later on with the socks. That's Dave and 6 random socks, man, that are all different. That's an orgy for him. I'm just trying to find out. I'm waiting for people that I talk to on socials, man, and not being around. That bothers me.
Yeah, that does bother you. Well, especially when you know that they're not necessarily in
they're not having a good week. They're not having a good week. And,
yeah.
But for those that are here, and we're going to be talking about love and lust, or love or lust, and red flag or romantic. So let's keep this thing rolling. And we're going to take a song break here. Shit, this is a commercial. We're going to take a commercial and then we're going to do the Beyond the A side when we come back. This is a quick commercial, so don't even shut your mic off, Keith. There you go.
Okay.
Gentlemen, it's Valentine's Day. If you're hearing this and haven't made a plan yet, you're in danger. Welcome to the Last Minute Love Lab. Forgot the gift? Upgrade it. Forgot the card? Write something that doesn't sound like it came from a gas station rack. Forgot the date? Congratulations, you're now cooking and cleaning. Pro tip, I was gonna surprise you, it's not a strategy, it's a confession. Last Minute Love Lab! Saving men from sleeping on the couch since 2026. Act now, or enjoy that decorative pillow as your roommate.
All right. This is where the spotlight doesn't hit the chart toppers or the radio darlings. No, this is for the deep cuts, the B tracks, the hidden gems that loved hard, gave everything they had, and still got left on the curb when the hits went home with the crown. These are the hopeless romantics of the music world. Too raw, too honest, sometimes too ahead of their time. And there's only one guy I trust to dust them off and give them the respect they deserve. Keith, take us beyond the A side.
Flip the wax, turn it over, beyond the A side, where the midnight rover, digging deep cuts, yeah, the freaks collide. Keith's got the sound from the other side.
All right, for you lovers of sound, it's Beyond the A Side, your weekly B-side from the streets of the East Side. And we are calling audibles tonight because I originally had planned a B-side, actually several B-sides that would have been something that I wanted to share with our new friend Boogie Nights from the Joe Antonio show, who was talking to me about Green Day last week, which I actually had something I thought if you like Green Day, he'll like this. But since he's not on this time, we'll go to a different one, and that's good. I'm always prepared with different, some different tracks, and we're going to, I believe it was the late 90s, early 2000s when Guns N' Roses did not have a lead guitar player at the moment, and so they recruited one of my all-time favorite guitar players from the awesome, very awesome Jane's Addiction, Dave Navarro, and the track that they made was called Oh My God, and you will find that on the End of Day soundtrack. And you want to talk about like this nice midpoint between what fucking was the old kind of Appetite, Use Your Illusion type Guns N' Roses and this new Guns N' Roses, which I'm going to pass on describing. This was a fucking rockin' track. And especially if you like Dave Navarro on guitar, you know what I mean? He's always good for his particular style, you know what I mean? He does his crazy solos and he likes his fucking, nice, tasty fucking guitar leads and whatnot. Yeah, Dave is awesome. I actually met Dave Navarro Well, I couldn't say I met Dave Navarro. I saw him in passing at a truck stop. It was my birthday in, I believe, 1999, 98, 99, something like that. But my brother got me tickets to go see Dave Navarro because I really liked his album, Trust No One, which is a solo album, which is another sub fucking, could be the whole B-side, could be that one. But we went and saw his show, and afterwards we ended up hanging out in the flats in Cleveland, and I ended up fucking hooking up with this girl who looked a little bit like Ali Sheedy. And so, I figured we'd set that up for later. And on the way home, we stopped at this truck stop, and I'm standing in line at Burger King, and I notice the guy standing behind me got the same medallion that fucking Dave Kushner had uh, on stage. And I didn't know it was Dave Kushner at the time. I just knew it was the guy who was playing guitar. I kept looking at his fucking, like I said, at his medallion. I says, "Hey man, were you on stage like 2-3 hours ago?" And he smiled and he's like, "Yeah." It's like, "All right, cool." I says, "Well, man, why don't you get your shit first?" I actually let him ahead of me in line and figured they're trying to get out of there. So we got our Burger King and we go out, and my buddy Juan is coming walking at me and he says, "Hey man, Dave's taking a piss." And I look up and there's Dave Navarro on the cell phone. And at the time he was dating Carmen Electra. So I'm assuming that's maybe who he was talking to at the time. Now this all happened within like a fucking flash. So it was like so quick. He pulled, he grabs his phone and says, "Hold on a second." And he looks at me and he goes, "What's up?" And then he fucking went back to talking and walked away like that's what I was looking for. And I thought, motherfucker, I didn't fucking stalk you to this fucking truck stop. And then I don't know, I kind of didn't care for Dave for a while, even though I can never deny his guitar playing is awesome. And it's awesome on this particular track. And that's a great way to fucking cycle back to that. And again, you'll find that on the End of the Day soundtrack on Spotify and on YouTube. And that is Guns N' Roses, "Oh My God." And with that, back to you, Scott.
Again, celebrities are being dicks, man.
Yep.
Like, dude, just because you're you doesn't mean everybody wants to jerk you off.
Hey, how about not for nothing? I could have ended Dave's tour right there. There's nobody but me and him in that truck stop, right?
Maybe you should have ordered all the food before he got up to the counter and then took what he wanted. You know what
No,
I
he
mean?
didn't get any food. I think he just, he walked straight out. Like I was
Hey,
like, I kind of watched it. It was like shocking. It's like like I looked up, like what the fuck? Like it wasn't, I didn't say a word to him. I just kind of watched him walk by. It's like holy fuck, I got spent hours on hours listening to this dude's music, but it's like I had no intention whatsoever of running into him at that truck stop. You know what I mean? And then I see videos later on YouTube where people just hound the fuck out of that guy. So I'm like, all right, we're good. I get maybe that's what he thought was going on because yeah, you'd see plenty where people, do really fucking put the stalker vibe on that dude. And so, I figure that's cool. We'll give him a pass. And I watched the documentary about, his mom and all that fucking craziness like that. Now, do you know the story of that about Dave Navarro's mom?
yeah, I heard something about it.
Do you remember fucking America's Most Wanted?
Yeah,
Like that's how they caught the dude. I remember watching that episode with my parents when I was a kid. It's like, what's the, what you want to talk about small world? What is the chances of that? That the guy that we watched, the thing about them looking for this fugitive fucking Riccardi something. I know his last name was Riccardi, but murdered this fucking lady, and this lady turned out to be one of my favorite all time guitar players' moms. It's like, whoa, that's a little too small of a world there.
yeah, it is.
Don't give him the right to be a little prick, though. You know what I mean?
Right. I seen Jane's Addiction and when
Me
I was
too,
in the
several
army,
times.
and something happened, man, and I didn't dig it, so I got up and I left.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
I used to get into concerts for free with the military, and then I came back for Porno for Pyros, and
Fuck yeah.
that was good stuff too, man. But in my head, man, my roommate he used to have his alarm set, man, for being caught stealing,
Oh,
and
jeez.
and I grew to hate them.
Oh,
Like
really?
every day at a
That's probably
certain
my
time,
least favorite of their songs.
every day, man, that song just would start playing, and it wouldn't be on just for him to hear; it'd be for the whole room to hear. And of course, it is, Dave. Uh,
Yeah, of course. They have
um,
so many better songs than that. So many, man. So
I mean,
many.
you know
Good.
what? And good for him because what's the dude lead singer's name? I forget.
Perry Farrell?
Yeah, good for him, man, for starting Lollapalooza.
Fuck yeah.
And
I
and
went to a couple of those.
dude, you
Shit,
ain't
that's great.
lying, man.
Now you see the footage. Now you know they got into that skirmish on stage. Was it last year where fucking Perry took this, that like half-hearted swing at Navarro? Have you seen
Oh,
that?
that was recently, right?
Yeah, it was like a couple months ago.
Yeah, a couple months
Well, they
ago.
got footage that just kind of came out a little while ago of like 15 minutes before that happened, and you see Navarro walk over and like bump him and say something to him, and then when he walks away from him, Perry is just fucking just just hawking him. You know what I mean? Just eagle eyeing that dude. So whatever it is he said or he did, it obviously set him off.
Well, I think that'll be the last time that, unless 20 years down the road when they're in their 70s, man, that
Right.
or 80s,
Thing is,
they're
that's not their guys. Them two have had fist fights on stage a couple of
that's what I'm
different times.
saying. But I think
Yeah,
I think they're done though. Uh,
maybe,
you got
maybe.
Oasis being cool with each other finally, and
Yeah,
they're sober and laying off the drugs and putting out good shows, man. And maybe Jane's Addiction or Porno for Pyros, man. Maybe they could take a little note and
yeah. So I've seen Navarro with I think three different. I saw him with the Chili Peppers. I saw him solo, and I saw him with Jane's Addiction. And for some reason, I want to think no. I guess that'd be all of them because he got a fucking really cool. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll do that. I will talk about Dave Navarro's other group that I like a lot on next week's Beyond the A Side. The
all
Hive.
right, write it down.
There
See
you
how
go.
things just flow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dave said that Been Caught Stealing's his jam and Beck's Loser.
Beck is one of my all time favorites.
But you
Period.
know what? That song is not beyond the A side, Dave. That is just stuck on the A side because man, they played that song so much that it makes you not want to hear it. Just
Oh,
like
Beck.
just like Ghetto Superstar. I hated that song.
Right.
It was cool when it first came out, but then after that, sucks.
Right, or when Wyclef came and played it live, and he fucking played that live guitar, and he was like hitting that nasty riff. I was like, oh shit, I remember that. That was my that's my Ghetto Superstar memory.
Dude, at the Hard Rock Cafe, 5 minutes away, man, they just announced part of Wu Tang is coming in the concert, man. I'm talking about RZA and Method Man, and it's gonna be good stuff,
Yeah,
And that place rocks some concerts, man, that you wouldn't think would be there. Dave, you also like the song "Short Dick Man" by Gillette, man. Let's not kid yourself. Uh,
yeah,
but hey, we're going to keep this thing moving because I just looked at the clock. We got 40 minutes to roll, man, and that goes so quick.
it
So
does.
we're going to take another. I think this is a commercial, man. I don't know what's going on in this place, but
It could be Short Dick Man.
a short Dave man. Here we go, man. Keep your mic on, because
Ladies, it's Valentine's Day, which means one of three things is happening tonight. You're getting flowers, you're getting excuses, or you're getting absolutely nothing and pretending you don't care. Introducing Cupid's Revenge. It's not a service, it's a mindset. Did he forget the reservation or the dessert first for yourself? Did he say every day should be Valentine's Day? Cool, then today he's paying for all of it. Did he text Happy V-Day at 11:58 p.m.? Block, hydrate, upgrade. Cupid's revenge, Cupid's revenge. Because if he wanted to, he fucking would. This Valentine's Day be the plot twist.
welcome to the Powers Point After Dark, Steph. We're glad you are with us. We are just about to start a little segment that I like to call True Facts That Sound Like Bullshit. I'm just going to give a couple because I just want to get to the heart of the matter here because it is Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day out there to you all. So Give me a second. Here we go.
Hey now, gather round, let's set the scene. Got some facts that are quirky and maybe keen. As we read these tales, you'll laugh and see. Some are true and some are pure bullshit. From the bizarre to the downright wild, we'll keep you guessing like a curious child. So buckle up and let's take the ride through the funniest facts on the other side. Come on, that can't be true, it's gotta be bullshit. We'll separate the facts from the fibs in a bit. Laugh and wonder what is real and what is bullshit. In this crazy world, it's all we got.
All right. For the first fact, that sounds like bullshit. According to legend, hard rocking band Alice Cooper chose their name after using the Ouija board to communicate with a spirit named Alice Cooper. The band has disputed this over the years, but the rumor appears to originate with frontman Vincent Furnier himself. How about that one, man?
See, I thought I heard it was like their school teacher or something like that. I know the band was called Alice Cooper, and then fucking eventually everybody just started asking fucking, they sort of just pinned the name on Vince, all right? Vince Furnier became Alice Cooper. You know, not quite like Marilyn Manson, who, you know, even though Marilyn Manson was the name of the act in full, you know, I mean, he was also the front man, Marilyn Manson, you know, who coincidentally does a good song called Valentine's Day. Dave, do you know that one? That's a fucking wicked one.
Alice Cooper also holds a record in high school, still in Michigan, for running, for fastest time, which that's crazy too.
Because I can only see him doing it in the makeup. You know what I mean? He's running from bullies.
All right, fact 2. Actor Dolph Lundgren, best known for playing Ivan Drago in Rocky IV, holds a master's degree in chemical engineering.
I don't know. I think he has several degrees. Did he have he has one in engineering? I know he's definitely
I'm just going by the book, man. I'm just going by
multi-talented dude. Nothing would surprise me with him.
Give me a second. And the last one, Gene Roddenberry originally wanted Patrick Stewart to wear a wig for his iconic Star Trek role as Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Later, when a reporter noted that they would surely have a cure for baldness by the 24th century, Roddenberry is said to have responded, "No, by the 24th century, no one will care." And that is it for my bullshit or
That's
truth.
a great point, though, man. Of course, the first thing I saw him was like the soccer mom Karen fucking AJ Styles hair on him.
True.
Right.
All right. I'm going to throw another song out. When we come back, we're doing Love and Lust and Red Flag or Romantic. It'll be good. Here we go.
I've been walking empty streets, counting shadows, chasing beats. Every face I pass feels like yours. Every door I open hides a cause, and I don't know where you've been or who's been sleeping in your skin. Just tonight, pull me close, make the dark feel right. Whispers float on candlelight, a quiet storm, a stolen night. Every laugh I hear sounds like yours. Every step I take opens doors. And I don't know where you've been or who's been sleeping in your skin. Pull me close, don't let there's no names, just hearts playing dangerous games. If the world fades, let it be us, two lost souls in quiet lust. Pull me close, don't let me go. Hold me tight in the undertow. I don't need forever, just tonight. Pull me close, make the dark feel right. Pull me close.
All right, that was Pull Me Close. If you notice in Dave's picture, that's when he visited P3 Studios, and one of our associates, Nancy, walked him through a tour on the studio. So it was good to see Dave. Oh my God, I just got to keep going with it, man.
Hey,
So-
rocking, buddy.
We are about to find out who's in love, who's just addicted to the heat. This is the part of the night where you don't lie to us, and you definitely don't lie to yourself. I'm going to read the scenarios. You decide, no filters, no judgment, just truth is it love or is it lust? Let's go with the first ever love or lust.
Or lust?
Is it fire in the night?
Is it fire in the night? Is it real or just the rush? Is it forever or just a touch? Tell me, baby, what's the truth? Is it love or is it lust?
Powers Point After Dark.
All right.
So I was like settling in for a song. I'm like, all right, cool. It's about to kick in. Boom, boom, boom. Like,
Power
that's good though.
After dark. Hey, so I'm gonna read some stuff, man. Just move through. Keith, I'm gonna read off again scenarios. You tell me whether you think it's love or lust, and if anybody wants to play along here, just
Yeah.
throw your answer on the screen.
And right quick, if Sergeant Lamont happens to be listening, respect to you, sir. Thanks for your time and attention.
You can't call him sir. He's an NCO. He works for a living, Keith.
No, I call
you-
everyone sir. I call every man
Right.
sir and every
Man,
woman man. I get in more trouble for that than if
you
I
would
call
be a
somebody a
push-up
name.
machine in the army, calling everybody sir.
Really?
So, dude, if
What
you
would I
are
call him?
not an officer, you are not a sir.
I'm a civilian, right? So what would I call him?
No. I'm just saying, man. You know, like if you're a sergeant, you're a sergeant.
Okay.
Sorry. Here we go. Love or lust, Keith?
Okay.
You'd still fuck them if they were a total asshole.
That's oh man, that's a little bit of both, but I'm almost gonna say that's love. That tends to be what it is. You know what I mean? Lust kind of goes you can wear that out real quick and almost, you know what I mean, one bad thing and you're like, I don't know if I'm so lustful of this anymore. But yeah, love would be the one that you'd want to fuck, even though you find them disgusting. I'm sure if you asked my wife, she would deny that, but she'd be lying.
The next one. You love how they make you feel, not who they actually are.
That's lust. I believe that is lust because it's an illusion, man. You know what I mean? Like Bruce Lee would say, you know, the word star, man, it's illusion, really turned me off.
So be water.
I agree, yeah.
You'd stay even if your friends warned you it's a disaster.
That could be either one, but I think in most cases that is love because a lot of times the friends are got a little bit of haterade going on with them. You know what I mean? They don't have it, so they want to kind of pick apart what they don't have. You know?
You get off more during fights than cuddles.
Oh Jesus, that's clearly lust.
You're in love with what they could be, not what they are.
I would say that was lust. Also, I don't know. Fuck, that's kind of a tricky one there. I would say that was lust because obviously, if you love someone, you accept them flaws and all. You know, supposedly,
Right. You
allegedly.
imagine you imagine a life together, but it's mostly sex and chaos.
That doesn't sound like a bad life, though, does it? You know what I mean? You just tamper down on the chaos, but again, that sounds to me like lust. You know what I mean? I don't know. I guess, but you can have both. I think you can have, you know. But again, that to me sounds heavier on the lust in
You
that
panic.
particular cocktail.
You panic when things feel calm.
Ah, shit. I don't know. That might be
That
the
sounds
hardest one.
chaotic to me, man. Like it's
Yeah,
mental.
that sounds a little bit like lust, also. Yeah, if something's yeah, because you figure they're up to something rather than trusting that fucking okay, well, all is good right now. I'm like, a little too
You
quiet.
only
Early love, sure.
you only hang out when it leads to fucking.
That's lust.
That's love. No.
You're right. That's not loving them. That's loving fucking. You know what I mean? It's like you didn't. That's an option we didn't explore yet, did we? Huh? Like, nah,
Best of
it's you
three
know,
F's.
yeah, exactly. But you can love fucking. Ain't nothing wrong with loving fucking. And that's the truth. There's no sarcasm to that. You really can't. But as long as you know, I mean, there is nothing wrong with that. But you know, as long as you're doing it in an adult, responsible way, which I guess, tend to stress that when it comes to any of the like the ask a cat, you know, or any of that kind of shit. I always say, well, if you're adult enough to be responsible with it, then yeah, I'm fucking all for it to it. You know, all power to you.
You stay because leaving feels like a heroin withdrawal.
That's love. I would say that's love. You know, you've already got, you know, you've established them. Fucking, you got the hooks in, so to speak.
You'd still choose them if the sex stopped completely. Obviously, that's
That
marriage.
I was gonna say that's marriage. Yeah, thank you for saying that. Yeah, because I didn't mean that at all. No. No. Damn
Yeah.
dogs, man. Hey, what? I love the dogs, but you want to talk about the two biggest fucking cock blocks you got in the world? I know they're sitting here right, you know, in the playback. They're listening to me right now, not giving a shit. But boys, you could be better about it, man. I do a lot for you. Do something for me.
That's
You
like
know what I'm
on the
saying?
show Shit's Creek, man, and the dogs are just sitting there staring.
Right.
You crave drama more than intimacy.
I think that's lust. Just because that's again that goes back to the like the almost what do they call that? The adrenaline junkie kind of thing.
You want them even when they make zero sense. Like
That's me. I haven't made 0 cents for fucking quite a while now. $0, 0 cents. So that's definitely love right there.
you'd break the law for them, or at least morally bend it.
That I believe is love also.
Me too, man. Uh, you imagine revenge sex scenarios.
I didn't catch the last one because I got
You
distracted by lust.
imagine revenge sex scenarios.
Oh geez. I would imagine that was lust.
You love them. You love them, but mostly for your ego.
Oh man, that's still love. I guess it's just a you know a misguided form of it. So that word is has so many fucking definitions. You know what I mean? Or not that you know it covers so many angles and areas. You know,
Yeah. You'd cheat
dirty
just to
lust.
feel you would cheat just to feel their jealousy.
That's just a dirty move. So I would say that was lust. You know what I mean? And
That's
that's
being
something that's
unmarried.
ego, huh?
I said that's unmarried.
Oh
Otherwise
right,
somebody's getting kicked out the house.
yeah, yeah, revenge, yeah.
You think about them while fucking someone else.
Ooh, I guess it couldn't, technically you would say that couldn't be love because you couldn't fuck someone else if you love them. So I guess that would have to be lust. That's probably guilt.
You stay because no one else excites you this much.
Ah, shit. That's definitely one with the spike of the other. I would say that was love with a spike of lust in there.
Yeah, I agree. You care about them, but not enough to stop hurting yourself.
Yourself, I don't know. That's you can definitely love other people a hell of a lot more than you love yourself. That's another fucking shit. That's another whole show's worth of stuff there.
You still would want them if they gained 50 pounds.
Oh, that's love all day long. And in some cases, lust, because like you're talking about the Ozempic and all that, there's a lot of these women I would love more if they did gain 50 pounds. I
You'd
send
pick
you the
a-
pictures of what I assume my secretary looks like, and it's, you know what I mean. We're definitely we don't share the same aesthetic when it comes to our lady choices. You know what I mean?
you see Nancy in the picture.
Yeah,
You'd pick a one night stand over stability.
that's lust. That's absolutely lust because that it doesn't, as quick as it is, the best fleeting fucking anything, it's gone just like that. So I mean, love is the only thing that has any kind of staying power. You know.
You stay with them because boredom feels worse.
I don't know what bored feels like, so I guess that would have to be, I don't know, that would have to be lust, I suppose. I'll never get bored, so I don't know. You know what I mean? I have, my problem is I don't feel like I have enough time. You know what I mean?
You're in love with the pain they cause.
Yeah. Again, that just sounds like marriage, but no, I think that's a little bit more on the lust. On the fuck, I don't know. Yeah, that's got to be a little bit of lust because if that's got to be mostly lust, I would say. That's some hard ones this time, huh?
You'd cheat if the sex was better elsewhere.
That's definitely lust. That's a selfish lust right there. You know what I mean? Because you got to understand, maybe it's, all right, if the sex isn't good, then it's not good for both. Now, if you want to go elsewhere because you feel the sex would be better, would you be okay if they did the same thing? And if the answer is no, then then that's not a good policy there.
You'd fantasize about them while laughing at their mistakes.
That's a
These
loaded
are a little
one
bit
there.
tough, man.
Yeah. No, that's love. You can laugh at, that's love right there. Because if you can laugh at their mistakes, knowing that you're gonna accept them. I guess I kind of say that a lot. I'm like, do you understand? Sometimes I say shit that is so ridiculously harsh that you could only, that you have to know that I'm kidding. You know what I mean? It's like, ain't no way I would say these things and fucking mean, and it's like, so, but when I say shit like that to, I guess to my wife, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I suppose she doesn't do it to me, so I imagine I wouldn't, be able to say, yeah, we do that to each other. Nah, that's something I tend to only do.
Welcome to the room, Janet. We are at the tail end of this show, being that it's Valentine's Day, and we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to be jumping into the second part of the segment, red flag or romantic. So stay tuned. Again, don't shut the mic off, Keith. It's short.
Okay.
Are you tired of dating people who say I'm not crazy?
And then immediately prove that they absolutely are.
Oh, please, are you tired of dating people who say
I just need peace.
but somehow bring chaos like it's a carry-on bag?
Introducing red flag insurance.
Because sometimes it's not butterflies.
It's a damn warning siren.
We cover late night, you up.
Texts from numbers you deleted.
We cover I was just being honest after they said something completely out of pocket.
We even cover that friend who says, trust me, and you absolutely should not.
Sign up now and get our free bonus guide.
Is it passion? Or should I change my Wi-Fi password?
Side effects may include better decisions.
Stronger boundaries.
And finally realizing that potential is not a personality.
Red flag insurance.
Because if all their exes were crazy.
Congratulations. You're about to join the group chat. Call now, operators are standing by, slightly judging you, but still
All right, that was Red Flag Insurance.
That was a good one.
Uh,
That one was cracking me up. I was trying not to laugh over top of it.
Dude, when I say things are going to be short, they're long. When I say it's a commercial, it's a song. Oh man, I'm rhyming.
There you go. Poet and you didn't know it.
So some gestures make your heart melt. Others make your friends nervous. Tonight, we separate the poetry from the police report. I'll give you the situation. You tell us what it is. Sweet or scary,
The
passionate or
situation.
problematic, red flag or romantic.
Is that cute? Or kinda tragic? Is that love or just bad habits? He shows up at your door with roses on the floor. Red flag or romantic? You decide tonight. After dark.
I always have to plug the show in there. Again, if you enjoy this show, there's a ton of shows to check under the network. Mackey's Record Shop comes out every Tuesday. Third Floor Assessments comes out every Thursday. Powers Point Podcast pops on whenever the host is well. And Huge Janus, what's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy? Been a minute, man. Been a long while.
Definitely. So we are just finishing up this little segments called Red Flag or Romantic. Keith, first scenario.
Yes, sir.
Person shows up at your house unannounced at midnight because they missed you.
Showing up unannounced is already a red flag. Now, being a single person, the only person that I would have, wanted showing up at my house unannounced, I think is pretty obvious, would be a single lady in the interest of making sweet love. And outside of that, no, I'm not into unannounced, pop-ins or nothing like that. So today, being a married man, you can't necessarily show up and offer me that. Well, I guess you could, but make sure the wife ain't home.
Wants your location on at all times for safety purposes.
100% red flag. And you know what? I actually have that. Like Heather has that shit on my phone. Like whether I'm like, it's like, oh no, it's just for what is it, for car insurance, whatever, stuff like that. I was like, wait, I was like, yeah, but this thing fucking tells you where I am. It's like, you know where the fuck I am. You know what I mean? At all times. Like, why do you have that on me? I'm like the worst person that you want to fucking track. That thing ain't never gonna move.
Because it's a thing, man. Like we have it on our kid, man, because where she works, man, it's in the middle of the woods.
Right. But I mean, any given time of the day, I would imagine anybody could ask you yourself, Scott, and be like, where do you think Keith is right now? What are you gonna, what would your guess be? Probably in the fucking living room at his
Definitely
house.
in the living room, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Says I love you after a week.
I believe you can get excited. So not necessarily, it depends on what that week was like. I can only say that because I did it. I did that very same thing. Like I kind of, I let them words fly kind of early with somebody, but at the time, I felt like I meant it. And what I didn't maybe understood that I meant was I love the way I felt at the time. You know what I mean? It was a good thing. And even though that didn't fucking pan out to be shit, I'm still glad that I got to go, that I at least got to experience that kind of fucking, what do you call it? That euphoria, that like delusion. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, it took me like several months, but it was like sex, man. It builds up and then you're good to go.
Yeah.
Gets pissed if you don't reply within 20 minutes.
See, people just get busy. You know what I mean? People, and I know some people have I guess that depends on the way things are. And I'm, maybe giving a secret away here, but I really don't care. It's if you watch the person and how they are when they're around you. And if when they're around you, that phone never fucking leaves their hand. You know what I mean? There's people like that now. There's people you see that they don't, I see like women, leave their phones in their purses, guys leave their phone, whatever. They don't, leave it in the car, something like that. But if you see that's a person that it's like a fucking appendage and you constantly see that phone in their hand and then they don't, reply to you back in any kind of fucking timely fashion, then you can't help but, remember that. Like, well, I see you with your phone, even when you're not supposed to have it. I seen you eating with one hand so you could fucking have your phone in the other hand. So if you're not responding to me, then something fucking, there's some chicanery going on here.
All right. Buys you expensive gifts early to lock it in.
See, again, I've also, I haven't experienced that myself, but I have seen that where other friends, of mine were, with somebody who was buying them expensive gifts right away, but they themselves, the person who was buying the gift was the one that went sour right off the bat. Also, like they got the gifts, but they're also when they were done, like they were fucking done. That was it. So yeah, that's a little bit of a red flag.
Goes to your phone while you're in the shower.
That's definitely a fucking red flag. Privacy is supposed to be privacy, And know your code
So,
already, All phones are coded now.
says they'd beat someone's ass if they flirted with you.
That's fuck. That's just kind of what do you call it? Toxic, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't know if you call that quite masculinity, but you know what I'm saying. It's toxic, whatever. Because obviously it doesn't necessarily have to be a man saying it. That would be the case of being masculinity. But yeah, that's definitely a very threatened, very insecure person.
Calls you 5 times in a row when you don't answer.
Yeah, we won't say who used to do that, will we? Yeah, but no. I would say that was a red flag, you know what I mean? But again, some people they don't know how to conduct themselves, you know what I mean?
Shows up at your job just to check in.
Oh, that's a major fucking red flag. You do not show up at the job.
Uninvited.
Yeah, at all. Even when you are invited, you still don't go.
Um,
I've been told that at least, you know what I mean? I do if I like,
well, like our work, man, everybody's like, it's like a family run place, man. So everybody's
okay.
cool with everybody, but ask for your passwords to prove trust.
Holy shit. Major red flag.
Talks about
Major red
marriage
flag.
and babies. Talks about marriage and babies on date 3.
Fuck, I've dated a girl who fucking was talking about that shit on date 1. You know what I mean? And here's the thing I'm gonna say that, give a quick thing about that story. I dated this woman because at the time, because I'm gonna just be honest, she had a large set of breasts. And we were within 15 minutes of our first date, and she said something about the show The Swan. And she's like, like, wow, if I was on that, the first thing I do was get a boob job. And I thought, what? Why? And then sure enough, when it came down to the come down and I actually got to see them, oh man, you want to talk about false advertising. So, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna put you out there on blast because honestly, I don't remember what your name is. But that was wrong. And it's wrong with however many other men you did that to. Lady.
Blocks people free without asking.
Blocks people for you? Yeah, that's again, that's way too intrusive.
Reads
Way too
old
intrusive.
messages between you and your ex.
Reads them?
Yeah, reads
Oh
old
man, see,
messages between you and your ex. Why would you keep
yeah,
them?
that's yeah. Why would you keep them? Exactly. Yeah, same thing. The thing is, I did the same thing when I was cleaning. I don't know if I did the same thing, but I was cleaning out our fucking like computer room at one point, and I found all these old notebooks, and I didn't know what the fuck they're from. So I started going through them, and in one of these notebooks was some of my wife's like letters that she had wrote to her, her other people. So I couldn't fucking help. I'm sitting there; it's already in my hand. I didn't go search them out to read them, but I was looking at it to see whether I was going to throw it away. You know what I mean? And so of course I use that for fucking ammo now. But yeah.
Drive
At
by
least the intent. I didn't go looking for it, so that makes it okay.
drives by your house after a fight.
Driving by your house, period, is a red flag. You know what I mean? If you're not going to stop, if you're just driving by to see if anybody's there, if you're not alone or if you're awake or any of that kind of shit, you know what I mean?
Gets turned on by arguing with you.
Fuck. I don't know if that's a red flag. That's so much as just a standard relationship. You know what I mean? Especially when if you put like alcohol involved. That's your typical relationship.
Says your family don't understand your love.
That's I don't know. I guess that's a case by case basis. That sounds like a red flag, but it may not be. It could be the truth.
Here's 2 more. Needs constant reassurance you're not cheating.
Red flag. Absolutely. That sounds like someone who is cheating themselves.
Exactly. And last one says, if we break up, I don't know what I'd do.
As long as it don't come with the typical thing that comes afterwards. You know what I mean? And they're doing the thing that you can't say on YouTube anymore. You know what I'm talking about? That 4-letter word starts with a D, ends with a D.
Right. That's all I got for red flag or romantic. And
Wait, that wasn't even the right word. That was the total wrong word. That's
it's
okay though. It's that
David
kind of night.
is the word. No, but hey, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. We started off rough, but I'm blaming Podbean on that one.
Right.
Also, hey, I just got to tell you, we're just moving along in the numbers on Podbean, and we appreciate everybody who's tuned in, who's told their friends about us, and just keep telling more friends about it. As Keith said, man, tell your chatty girlfriend or chatty wife or chatty husband or boyfriend, spread the word. Again, we are on the network, Powers Point Network. Check out Third Floor Assessments podcast, hosted by Dave and Dakota T-Bout, and Mackey's Record Shop. Awesome show. So check those out along with the flagship, the Powers Point podcast, and just so much to choose for. And our number this week at this very moment, just checked as we were speaking, we are at 3.9 thousand downloads.
Wicked.
I'm very happy because I just sent you a picture yesterday that we were at 3.8. So thank you. Just keep telling more people about it. We really appreciate you guys. And that's all I got this week. And I want to get into bed now and get some sleep so I can wake up all bright and cheery for Valentine's Day with the missus.
There you go.
For all
Happy
you,
Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy
Enjoy.
Valentine's Day. And this song right here is by the Backseat Saints playing us out. Leap of Faith. We'll see you next Friday night, 11 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And for all of our military friends, now I'm tongue-tied, so I know it's time to go. I love how Dave says, thank you, Mackie, and never thank you, Scott. So here we go, Leap of Faith. I'm out.
All right, see you guys.
You stood on the edge, heart full of doubt, looking down, scared, afraid to shout. But love ain't made for the ones who stay. It's for the fools who jump anyway. Take a leap of faith, fall into the sky. Let the wind take you, don't ask why. Every broken wing starts this way. Take a breath, take a chance, take a leap of faith. We built a life on maybes and might, kept the curtains drawn, hid from the light. But baby, we're stronger than we used to believe. The fall ain't so bad when you're falling with me. Take a leap of faith, fall into the sky. Let the wind take you, don't ask why. Every broken wing starts this way. Take a breath, take a chance, take a leap of faith. Sometimes the ground's not where we belong. Sometimes the fall is where we get strong. Take a leap of faith, come on and fly. Let the past be smoke in the rear view sky. You don't have to land, just stay right here in my arms on a leap of faith. Wow, I feel good.